Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the after show for issue 21 of the Powers That Be. This one was Date Night Part 2. Um, I can't think of any dates that I've actually gone on that have been more exciting than that, or had a higher body count, and I'm okay with that. So I am here with Patrick, ECAT, Matt, Julie, and Ray to do our after show. We're going to start as we always do with stars and wishes. So let's start with Matt.
Heyo.
Ew.
I mean, again, this may be cheating, but stars to Patrick definitely for juggling that entire mess and managing to merge four separate party splits into one encounter. That was an impressive bit of GM player juggling.
Actually, I think we actually got up to a full. Everybody was when Trevor wandered off at one point when you were still in the bar. I think we actually managed to get us complete all five in different directions.
Yeah, so impressive. Especially impressive for our derpy asses to split that much.
But not unexpected.
But not unexpected.
Because teamwork, what's that?
Stars to, Trevor, Julie, and ECAT for, doing their damnedest to rescue the kitty, the poor kitty. And, hell, we'll give one to Ray too while I'm at it, just for being a good sport with all the date stuff. Yeah, so wishes, it's gonna be interesting to see what all of this ringmaster bullshit's heading towards. And yeah, I think my brain just went clunk. So,
All right, we're going to jump over to ECAT next.
Well, I think the first star I'm going to give is to our dice because, damn, they really liked us today.
Yes, they did.
They either really hated us or really liked us.
Yeah.
So I have to actually, beyond the people involved, just give a star to the dice.
Yeah, RNGesus was really swingy.
Yeah. I got to give a star to Trevor for the suggestion of catching the bottle, whipping it around, and throwing it right back. That was a nice suggestion to Matt. Because I never would have saw that to suggest it.
Yes, that was beautiful.
Just to everybody, because that was a fun bit of gameplay. And throwing in the poor tormented cat was while trying to beat up everybody. So yeah, that's where I am, and I got no wishes right now because we had fun today.
Okay. We'll go over to Ray next. What do you got?
I got stars.
You got stars.
Yes.
Jingle, jangle, jingle.
Maybe you wish.
Your comma's on. Your comma's on.
Say that's calamity later.
A star to Matt for no holding back. That was some of the quickest one-liners. Your material was on tonight, my friend.
You get me this tired and punchy, you don't know what to expect.
Be careful. It might need to be a feature, not just a bug.
Well, hell, I've regressed down to the southern accent at this point. It's not. I'm not putting it on. I'm just that tired.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yes, star to Patrick for just the whole finagling of all of this and bringing it all together and managing it and going through it. My God. And I don't know if it's because I just noticed it, but I was paying attention to the game screen and like start to the like the effects of the screen. You saw like the whole, you see the invisible and the like the graphics on the thing. That was really cool. So, and that actually like added a visual interest to the gameplay. That was very, very neat.
Yeah, there's a lot that we can do with visuals and stuff in Foundry that we haven't really scratched yet.
Okay.
Take that as a challenge.
Right.
Please.
And so yeah, I thought it was well played by everybody. Star all around to the team for dealing with being split and it not really affect, like we just did that. There were no ill effects just because we had split up. We were dealing with what we were dealing with, and then again Patrick managed to stitch all of that back together and tie it up into one gory bow. Wishes, time. I wish that we maybe have found a stopping point. I'm not getting into bed until about 12 o'clock at this point. I would like this to not happen again. Fortunately, I'm one of my later schools, but still, that's 10 or 15 minutes past 6. It was worth, like, the game played out the way it needed to play out. That's just how that went. Um, and uh, I I think that like that's the big one. Anything else is just like really trying to nitpick. We had fun. We got to do combat. I got to be effective, um, and creative, and a bunch of other people got to be effective and creative, and that's what makes this a heck of a lot of fun.
All right, Julie.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, just, yeah. Matt, the one-liners, just the whole thing, just because I am an incredibly mentally visual person of the cat, people, everybody running around trying to, grab the cat, catch the cat, keep the cat safe. So like, it's a lot of internal amusement. So Patrick for managing to kind of bamboozle us a little bit as we had all split up and get it, but and then still managing to get us all together for a epic combat. I got to kick the shit out of stuff, so that makes me very, very happy. Specifically, got to beat on mimes, got to beat on hooligans. Unfortunately, Trevor, you got to the assholes down at the bottom, of the combat before I could get there, but yeah. And yeah, definitely need to do a better job of keeping an eye on the time. And that is it for me, because aside from wanting to definitely get a little bit more information from Mr. Klein about their side of things, just still trying to piece together what the issue between them and the Adam family is.
So I think what we might want to try doing is when we have these long combat nights like this, is all the stuff that happened after the combat, like the interrogation, everything, we can do that off screen in the 2 weeks between episodes, and then just kind of put that in as, and here's what happened afterwards. So that might be something to consider. For me, my stars, tonight are Julie for the quick thinking of, hey, that's a cat. I'm a cat. We should do something here. That was a really nice use of something that up to this point has now been just pretty much window dressing. And I love the fact that it actually worked out, to be useful. And to ECAT for just like the there's the heedlessly plowing into the middle of everything on your skateboard just to try to catch the cat, because that is something that I absolutely see Neva doing. And so yeah, that was a lot of fun. As far as wishes, I think what I would, and again, this comes back to what we were talking about much earlier in the campaign, and then Ray, you touched on this when we were talking about teamwork, is kind of, have some plays ready, not just I do the thing that I usually do, but like, I'm going to, try to interrogate someone. I'm going to try to do this, and think about, you should all be getting that big chung on Foundry when your turn is next. So
I didn't have sound this time.
okay, weird. But yeah, so just, kind of take that second and say, okay, here's where the situation is. Here's my plan A. Here's my plan B if the person that's going now, uh, negates that or minimizes that. And I think that'll probably help us get through combat a little quicker. Although this was a very crunchy combat, and I agree with Julie that it felt good. So that's it. That's and again, other than finding more out about this scientist, and I know there's a reason why all these three groups happened to descend here. We just haven't figured out what it is yet. So that's next on my list. And finally, we'll throw it to Patrick.
All right. So first star to ECAT, because I just love the image of Neva sliding by some people on her skateboard and just macing them. Just this, like, oh, you think, and he was worthless for the rest of the fight because of that. Just brilliant. I love that sort of stuff. I also very much enjoyed when Paul leapt through the air into the middle of everybody, just to, I'm going to take care of the cat. So it's just squaring off against, nearly 100 people all at once, which very heroic. I like that very much. And also, of course, scooping up the cat. Not that she was able to hold on to the cat for too terribly long, but, that's how cats are when they're, in the middle of a, large superhero fight.
Speaking of cats, one of them wants sink water.
Yes. I have one right here pestering me as well. And both of our cats are black and white, so, it's quite fitting. And the one's a little bit of a chunk. So let's see. Overall, I very much enjoyed everybody's acting tonight. A lot of good ideas and a lot of staying in character. I like the thing where Crash is still very much on that moral line of, does he do the right thing or not? Gives himself the opportunity to do bad things. But in the end, okay. Yeah, granted, sure, you kidnap two people, but, that's not entirely illegal in your situation. So that's kind of nice. So also I'm very much enjoying the thing about how y'all are starting to stockpile weapons. That brings me great joy. Because, quite often you can forget, like, oh, there's all these people here. I wonder what they got.
Yeah.
So, they bring some
Always
stuff.
loot the body.
Yes. And I very much enjoy the fact that, yes, I was indeed able to completely split up the entire party. In other situations, I might do something like, just have one super go after one of you at a time and just see how badly I can mess the group up. But that would take a lot of time to do.
Squirrel.
And I also very much enjoyed being able to have, as I said, a very large, crunchy combat. We've, been a bit without combat because sometimes I do a lot of things where that's not really involved. So I do like to make sure that we have a good fight every once in a while. For my wishes, the one is, I have to come up with a better solution to help me keep track of time and pacing stuff towards the end. And I also need to study up Foundry a bit more, because I kept running into a couple weird things, like some people, their tags show up, some they do not. Sometimes I can see what their hit points are reflecting on the screen. Sometimes they aren't. And I had like a hooligan disappear partway through, and I had an extra other hooligan on the list, and I'm kind of weirded out by that. And usually the list is not going to be that long, but this was just going to end up being like a big battle royale. I was kind of tempted to have all of the groups fighting each other, but then they would be having all the fun of, you know, murdering people, and that wouldn't leave enough for you. So I really only had a couple of them fighting out with each other, which of course are Calamity and Akira, who, Akira just to demonstrate that she is just terrifying, and Calamity because, well, she likes shooting people, and when you're on a date, you have a lot of fun.
Yep.
Now we gotta see how Gene tops it with date number 2.
All right. Well, I think we're going to make this one a short one because, as has been said, we ran a little long tonight, and people have jobs tomorrow. So we're going to call it here. If you guys have any questions, comments, suggestions, good or bad, throw them in the comments. I'd like to get something. In the meantime, for Patrick, ECAT, Matt, Julie, and Ray, I am Trevor, the Vitruvian Meeple. Have a good night, everyone.